Welcome back. Thank you, everybody, for taking the time out and checking us out again. This is our second post, and today we're going to hop right into it. You kind of know who we are, but you're going to learn who we are as we go through our post. So today we're going to talk about how we got through 2020. What a year that was. I'm glad we're moving forward, but sheesh, that was something to deal with. We learned a lot about ourselves. But I will say that we became closer and a lot of other things happened, but we took these few steps to make sure that we're going to continue those things into 2021 to only build on.
For those of you who are saying just because it's 2021, that don't mean that things are just going to automatically change, shut up, okay? Shut up. We're leaving things in the past.
All right. Shoot. I like that. All right. Calm down, baby. Calm down. Sometimes I got to, she's quiet, but she's feisty. Jab, jab. I'm sorry.
So, first topic we wanted to touch on was, communication. So, communication has always been a big thing for, let's just say it right off the bat, him. If any of you know me very well, you would know that I am not a very good communicator. I have never been a very good communicator. I am someone who will just sit there and stew in my own thoughts and emotions, and that's not very good.
And then you have to read her mind and figure it out.
Isn't that every woman?
We're not generalizing on here. It kind of is, though. It kind of is, though.
Yeah,
You guys know what I meant.
So I, again, was not a very good communicator. And with 2020, the leaps and bounds and obstacles that it decided to throw at us, I needed to learn how to not stew in my own thoughts and emotions. I'm a very sensitive and emotional person. I can get pretty dramatic, but I realized that with the current situation and the current climate that we were unfortunately still stuck in, I needed to open up a bit more than I already have.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. And for me, guys, like, communication is something that has always been key. And I think that actually stemmed from just me and my mom's relationship. We talk all the time about everything at any time, no matter how serious or small it may be. Obviously, within context. She doesn't tell me every detail. Some things I don't need to know, and vice versa. But one thing with us that I wanted to bring into our relationship, especially in 2020 when everything hit in March, was that we had to get better at communicating. It couldn't be, I need to read your mind. I couldn't be, hey, what's actually going on with you? Like, we had to get into a better space into doing that. And what we did was communicate constantly. Not oversharing to the point like, hey, I'm going to go pee or do all this other stuff. Like, none of that type of stuff. It was, yeah, she does. But it was more so being like, okay, right now I'm not in the right space to receive this information you're about to tell me. If we need to talk about something, can we carve out a time? Can we actually talk about it? If she did something, not pick up around the house, or did something with our daughter that I didn't agree with, I wasn't going to fester over it 6 months and then bring it up. I was going to talk about it in a calm and collective way, and making sure that I respected her feelings, knowing that she's a sensitive person, and also just making sure that I was trying to be attentive to her while making sure talking. And then vice versa. She learned, because I gave her that platform and that comfortability and vulnerability to be able to speak her mind without feeling judged, without feeling, beaten up, without feeling that like I was just going to shoo her away like she was wrong the entire time. So once she felt more confident in being able to speak her mind without that instant rejection, I think things got a lot better between us. So we did that. We communicated often, we communicated honestly, and we also communicated to where we didn't overbear with each other. And I think that was something that was super important.
We also had to tell.
Yeah.
We did one of those things where it was, hey, do you have a minute to talk? I want to get something off my chest or off my mind, or I just feel like I need to vent about something. And I just want to let you know ahead of time that I may or may not say something that will or will not hurt.
Yeah.
And please know that I'm going into this conversation not trying to hurt your feelings, just more so trying to clear the air, trying to not clear my conscience, but, clear my mind, clear whatever fog that is in my viewing.
the next thing that really helped us get through 2020 was understanding fear levels. Fear levels for us, and everyone had their own level of fear. We politicized wearing masks. We politicized if we should be 6 feet apart, if even this whole thing was a hoax or not. But for us, we didn't want to take that chance. But at the same time, we wanted to make sure we understood each other's fear level. Now, I'm an outdoorsy person. I want to be out there all the time. Even if I'm an introvert, I want to be outdoors. I want to see people. I want to do that. And she's very similar. But for the most part, she can handle just being inside. And it's a little sometimes difficult for me. But at the same time, she respected the level of fear that I have, because I didn't want to go into this thing that no one actually had any answers for, blindly or dumbly. Oh, it's just like the flu, or it's just like this. And it's like, no, we don't know what it's like. And that was the whole thing. We didn't know what the repercussions were. We didn't know the way that people were, passing away, unfortunately. We didn't know if we could end up being those type of people. We didn't know if we had underlying conditions. Well, actually, she does. She has asthma. So it's like, and now I find out I might potentially have a thing going on up into my chest and stuff. So like, these are all the factors that would have come to light had we been a little bit more reckless. So we understood and appreciated and respected each other's fear level. When we walked out, we were spraying everything down. We only went out maybe once a day, and it was mostly to get food and groceries, but also at the same time, our daughter, was young, and making sure that she could get out and spread her legs a little bit. 30 minutes, not what we're used to for hours, but we would let her come back in. So just understanding the level of fear and respecting that, because I've seen a lot of people who are like, oh, this thing is a hoax, but they also have a family. And the family's concerned, but the one person is not. And so they're going out, taking the mask off, doing everything like that. But then they're coming back to their family. It's just like, to me, that picture never added up. To like, why would I endanger my family for something so trivial? So
and minute at that point.
Yeah.
So not only was communication and understanding each other's fear level something that we needed to keep in mind, the other thing that we needed to really keep in mind was remembering that we still needed space. I can be in the living room, he can be in the bedroom. I can be in the bedroom, he could be in the living room, and neither one of us could be upset about that. And that also led into us remembering that we needed to be very grateful and thankful for the things that we did and continued to do for each other through that time. I'm also one of those people who also need a lot of reassurance. I won't say I'm needy for it, but from time to time, it's nice to know that, the little stuff that's going on over here for me is not something that I need to worry about. And I made sure I always thanked him for a lot of the things that he did, even if it was small, like getting me a cup of water when I asked for it.
Yeah, I'm the type of person too. I mostly get my alone time done because I'm one of those crazy people that wakes up at 4:30 in the morning.
Ungodly hours.
Yeah, I do. So I mostly get my time alone to myself, but I do understand that she needed it for herself as well. So giving her space at the same time was super important for the both of us, especially with our daughter. So in the mornings, I'm playing with the daughter while she's waking up. She gets a little time to decompress, and then it would shift over to where I needed to work. Daughter would go to her. We would be in separate rooms, and then we meet as a family later on at the end. So, but through all of that, we were always so grateful for each other. Hey, babe, thanks for taking care of the baby while I'm doing work, and vice versa. Because these are things we're supposed to do, but also remembering that it's good to say thank you sometime, and being grateful and showing gratitude towards people, even if they're doing everyday tasks that they're technically supposed to do. I still think it's very important to talk to each other stuff about things like that.
A lot of people don't seem to remember that they need to thank their partners for the things that they do.
Even for just daily tasks.
Exactly.
And I appreciate her so much. Yeah, I appreciate her so much for that.
You really do. Because you never know what is going on in their mind. You never know what they're feeling. They might not feel like they're good enough for their own family. They may feel like, I'm just doing this because I'm the one that pays the bills. That may be true. That part may be true. But the fact that we still need you, we still love you, and we still thank you for all the things that you do is very important, and they need to hear that. So.
Ooh. All right. Let them know, babe. All right. Thank you guys for taking the time and hitting our quick tips. And now, obviously, we're not going to let you go that easily. So once again, it's time for the random question. Once again, this is the time of our post where she asks a very random question that has pretty much nothing to do with what's going on, just to kind of get your creative juices flowing. And obviously, we want you to add that into the comments, and do all your stuff there. So right now, lead the way.
Random question of the day.
Pew, 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 pew.
So, random question of the day is, what profession do you think is undervalued today?
What do you think?
Undervalued today.
I'll go first.
Yeah.
Essential workers. Essential workers that had to go, to the grocery stores, to the restaurants, people that had to be in the pandemic, because I'm technically not an essential worker, but people that had to be out there in the grocery stores, who had to go out there and do the things that we needed on a day-to-day basis, man, are they undervalued. Man, is that so clear today that they are a necessity to the life, to the backbone of our country. And so for me, that was always like the undervalued career, job, whatever you want to call it, that in America right now, and it kind of still is, because they're just seen as, to me, disposable. And I always, whenever I can remember and I'm in a grocery store or something like that, I always got to say, hey, thank you for everything you do. If I'm talking to a nurse, thank you for everything you do. So it's people, the essential workers are, yeah.
You know what? I might just piggyback on that one, because
in
the very beginning of the Plague 2.0, I was considered an essential worker, and I decided that I wasn't going to put myself at risk for my family. And I had the opportunity to do that. And I saw so many of my friends who I worked with not have that opportunity. So if any one of them is watching this, you guys are freaking awesome, because I could not do that.
Yeah. So thank you so much for everything you guys have done. And I'm talking to our nurses, our grocery store workers,
delivery
guys, firefighters or EMTs,
sanitation workers.
Definitely the sanitation workers. Everything you guys do. Our city employees that had to be out there in the forefront of anything. They couldn't be away from it and stuff like that. So I just thought that was very important for us to do. So not to belabor the post anymore. Once again, we really appreciate you guys for taking the time to come in. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to our information. And then put that notification bell on for when everything comes out. We post every Monday and Friday, 2 p.m. Central Time, and we'll see you later. Peace.